Hello and welcome to another analysis behind the news. As you mentioned last week, the renegotiation objectives for NAFTA were released by the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. And frankly, even this brief summary confirms our fears of using NAFTA to build regional government as a stepping stone to a North American Union, similar to that of the European Union. For instance, page 4 covers how to improve the U.S. trade balance and how to reduce trade deficits NAFTA countries have with each other. They recommend promoting greater regulatory compatibility to reduce burdens associated with unnecessary differences in regulation, including through regulatory cooperation where appropriate. Now, as sovereign countries, don't we have the right to have what they call unnecessary differences? We regulate products as we see fit. Granted, it's done unconstitutionally in this country, but if we extend the lines on what they call regulatory cooperation, then doesn't there need to be an entity to oversee this? In the European Union, the European Commission was established to handle roughly the same thing. The proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership also saw the proposed implementation of a central commission to guide the evolution of the agreement. NAFTA also has a commission, which is loosely the trade representative from each country. According to the Government of Canada, the NAFTA Free Trade Commission supervises the implementation and further elaboration of the agreement and helps to resolve disputes arising from its interpretation. It also oversees the work of the NAFTA committees, working groups, and other subsidiary bodies. Folks, these entities are unaccountable to Americans. Do you think the renegotiating of NAFTA will result in lesser government or more? Oh, and did we mention that there are numerous references made to the World Trade Organization throughout the summary of these objectives, including requiring NAFTA countries to apply decisions and recommendations adapted by specific World Trade Organization committees? Are we putting America first, or are we putting globalization first? And here's a little known fact for you from NAFTA. The NAFTA trade agreement wasn't the only globalist deal struck between the three countries in 1994. The three countries also agreed to various environmental provisions that were to be implemented through the North American Agreement on Environmental Cooperation. It focuses on the protection, conservation, and enhancement of North America's environment. And what is it that they are most interested in? The topics on their website include mitigating climate change, promoting a green economy, and improving and restoring ecosystems. It sounds like a global entity that radical environmentalists would love to be a part of. And which American agency do you think is a representative for this environmental cooperative? If you said the EPA, then give yourself 100 points. Can you now see why the EPA has grown into such a monstrosity, pushing a global agenda that is leveling and bringing down American industry and our economy so that the rest of the hemisphere can comfortably merge with us into a North American Union? Again, does that sound like America first to you? So, in looking at these objectives, nowhere does it state that the unaccountable NAFTA tribunals will be dismantled. And nowhere does it state that American independence, American sovereignty will be protected. How in the world is this a better deal for America? And where is the conservative opposition to this? Once again, the John Birch Society stands alone in ringing the alarm bells, mostly in opposition to the Republicans. We had a booth at the Western Conservative Summit over the weekend in Denver. We were there ringing the alarm bells and the calling of a constitutional convention, as well as the renegotiation of NAFTA. And we were the only ones discussing NAFTA, while other conservatives were there calling for constitutional amendments to fix the swamp known as Capitol Hill. How do you think an amendment would protect us from NAFTA? Well, it wouldn't. The apathy or ignorance of Congress, as well as the globalist agenda, got us into this NAFTA mess. Think of it this way. Is it because of the Constitution that the federal government is a mess? Or is it mostly due to either apathy, ignorance, or perhaps by design, that Congress has us where the American people are today? Don't fall for the hype that surrounds the CON movement. Rewriting the Constitution in hopes of reining in the federal government makes about as much sense as renegotiating NAFTA and hoping for a cut in globalization. Last week, Politico took a swipe at us announcing that we were back, when in reality, the John Birch Society has never gone away. Our critics have announced our death time and time again, slandering the organization and our fantastic members that have diligently worked toward our mission. But the JBS has stood the test of time. And if you're not yet a member, isn't it time for you to get on board? Let's kick these globalists to the curb. Contact President Trump and Congress and tell them to get us out of NAFTA. Then share our newest NAFTA article from the New American. And contact your coordinator to learn of any local opportunities for you to get involved. And you can do all of this by going to jbs.org/NAFTA. That's jbs.org/NAFTA. And be sure to like and share this video. Sign up for our news updates and subscribe to our social media channels. Until next time, we'll see you then.